Hi, I'm Judy Shaw on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange for another segment of Icebreakers with my colleague Matt Kobach. And joining us today, a very special guest. We have U.S. Secretary of Agriculture, Sonny Perdue.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Thank you, Judy.
It is so great to have you, Mr.
We've had an
Secretary.
exciting day here at Ag Day at the New York Stock Exchange.
I know.
Let's start right out the gate.
Oh.
I'm going to have you
Yes.
pick a card, any card, read it.
Ace of Spades.
Ace of
Yeah.
Spades, let's see what it is.
Okay. What do you like to do in your spare time?
Do you have
Well,
spare time?
I have a little. Actually, I'm an outdoor enthusiast. I love bird dogs, and I love chasing behind them as they chase quail. And I like flying. So I'm a private pilot, both rotary and fixed wing. So
Oh, wow.
we fly and we hunt.
Look
How
at
many
that.
dogs do you have?
I've only got a boxer now. I don't have
Okay.
any more bird dogs because I don't have that spare time.
Gotcha.
Wow, well, that was very interesting. Look at that. We got
I
to
used
know
to
a
tell
little bit more
my
about
children everything I knew about parenting I learned from training bird dogs.
You. Okay. Well, wonderful. So let's get started. You rang the opening bell a short while
Yes.
ago. You're here celebrating the future of agriculture
Right.
in America. So what does that mean to you?
Well, it's exciting. Obviously, I think we're in really a technological, on the throes of a technological explosion in agriculture. Precision agriculture and what all the innovation out there. It's absolutely amazing what's going on. And we need it because with 9 to 10 billion people coming in a very short time, 30 years, we've got to be more productive and sustainable at the same time. So we don't have that many more acres. We've got to do more with what we have. And the people who are here today, we invited from all over the country. They're great innovators, and there's some exciting things happening in agriculture.
Wow. Let's talk a little bit about family farms.
Yeah.
So one, what is a family farm for someone who doesn't know, and what's their future like?
Well, it's been rather stressful over the last year. As you know, farming is a risky business, and it's interesting how President Trump gets at it. He understands. He has a real affection and affinity for family farmers because he knows they're resilient, they're optimistic, they're hopeful, and every year they put their seeds in the ground hoping for a better year. They had good production last year, but the market with the trade disruption was not all that helpful to them. And they've been at a low point over the last 5 years. Think about this industry. Farm income has gone down over 50% in the last 5 years.
Wow.
What other industry in the United States could survive that kind of revenue decrease? So they're hardy people, but they're good patriots, and they've supported the president in the long-term game of the trade resolutions, and they're still supporting, but they're anxious because they're under financial stress.
So let's talk about that actually.
Okay.
Trade, the president's trade strategy, it's top of mind for so many, especially the farmers.
Sure.
Talk about that. Tell us how the trade deals are going, especially with China.
Right. Well, obviously, China is the big gorilla there that has been a huge market. I've questioned, frankly, rhetorically, whether we have become dependent upon China or they dependent upon us. And so I think a little bit of both. But we'd love to have that market restored, and I think we can. The talks have gone very well so far, but there's still a lot of things to be done. The devil's in the details when it comes to trade negotiations, and frankly, we're still working those out. I know President Trump wants a deal for our farmers, wants a deal for better America and better prospects, but we've got to address some of the things that have been going on for years, intellectual property theft and forced transfer and those kind of things. That's what started this. We've got to have some type of enforceable agreement that lets them know there will be consequences if those things continue.
So on that same vein, let's talk North America. So there's the U.S.,
Right.
Mexico, Canada trade agreement.
right.
Where's that at, and what does that
Okay.
mean for agriculture?
Great question. USMCA is the revised NAFTA. There was a lot of anxiety among the agriculture community when the president started talking about withdrawing from NAFTA. But this is an example where he used tariffs in order to force Canada and Mexico to the table to get an improved NAFTA, and it's better in all respects. So it has to be ratified in all countries. The leaders, the CEOs of the country make the deal, the trade deal, but yet it has to be ratified by each congressional body in all three countries. And that's where we are in Congress. Congress has been notified. Like any political discussion, you don't get everything you want in a trade negotiation. But I think if you're honest about it, it's good for America. It's certainly good for American agriculture. And we hope that Congress will approve it very soon.
One last question before we let you go.
Yeah.
Favorite farm animal?
Gotta know.
Well, let's see. I love horses. It's a great athlete. I also love, as I told you, bird dogs. That's not a farm animal, but I love cattle and pork and chicken, especially on the plate.